Hello and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Prashant Bhavani. I hope you are doing good, dear friends. Today is 4th July and let's see what we have got in the PIB of 4th July. Now the thing is, the special topic that I have for you guys today is based on cyber security. We'll talk about it in detail. But before that, I have a good news for you guys that up to 50% discount is available on our pen drive and tablet courses. This is going to last till 9th of July. Make the most out of it. With this, you have got 6 days to go for your first test series. This will help you immensely with your Prelims 2019. If you haven't got it yet, make sure you register yourself with our test series. It is available both in Hindi and English. I will share this PDF of this lecture for you guys on my Facebook page as well as Twitter handle. And may I request you guys to share this lecture video as well as PDF with other students as well, so that they can make the most out of it. And if you learn something from today's discussion, then please don't forget to hit the like button. Now, talking about cyber security. Today we are living in an age that is continuously going through this cyber warfare. If you go through international news, I'm sure every single day you find this thing. Many of this news items we don't find in our Indian newspaper, like attacks taking place in countries like Estonia and Latvia and other countries. We don't find it in Indian newspapers. These attacks could be big in size, in quantity, or it could be small in size. But the thing is, this thing is going on. Cyber warfare is something that is continuously going on in this planet. The other thing is, who are these cyber attackers? They are not just these hackers, right? Those days are gone when just hackers used to play around with this sort of things. Now you have state as well as non-state actors. When I say state, I mean to say there are a few countries out there, and I believe that every country would be, preparing for this thing, that they would be trying that if somehow they can make sure that they can, just in case if they want to, for whatever reason, they can attack a particular country, particularly those arch rivals. But not every country has got these capabilities. But there are a few countries out there, notorious countries out there, they do use this as their state policy. And there are many non-state actors as well. Nowadays, we find this thing that, this ISIS, it has got many youngsters, and these youngsters are well-educated youngsters from different parts of the world. They are joining this ISIS. And they are, working as, you can say, cyber arm of this ISIS, and in future they could create this sort of troubles as well. So they do all this advanced precision threat things, and they do carry out this sort of attacks on different countries and different parties, and this sort of things are going on. So there are specialists out there, analysts, they are suggesting that just like nuclear deterrence, we should work on cyber deterrence as well. Now, when we talk about cyber deterrence, then you have two different kinds of, or two branches of cyber deterrence. The first one is defensive, where you create a sort of solid firewall that cannot be breached. And then you have this offensive side of this cyber deterrence policy or cyber deterrence, through which you will make sure that if your country or if your say for example companies in your country are attacked, then you will do something about it. You will take a strict action, or you may reciprocate with a cyber attack that could be a very devastating response. So these are the two different ways through which this cyber deterrence can be maintained. Now, you know that things are getting more and more sophisticated. There are a few attackers out there. They can duck any kind of, or most of this firewalls. Most of the time they are successful in doing this thing. Now, as far as this offensive cyber deterrence is concerned, we have to be absolutely sure. You cannot just guess and think that this attack has been conducted by China or, say for example, Pakistan. As far as India is concerned, we have to have this pinpoint accuracy, right? You should be 100% sure that this is the place from where this attack has been conducted. You should also be sure that whether this non-state actors or state actors or private players were behind this sort of attack, and only then you can think about this offensive cyber deterrence. Now, these analysts are also arguing, or they are highlighting this point, that why it should be always in this cyber domain or cyberspace. You can also have this political attacks, economical attacks, or it could be a military attack as well. When I say political or economic, you know, this diplomatic methods, or you can have this economic sanctions can be imposed and things like that. Or if needed, then there could be a military attack, like destroying these facilities from where these sort of things are conducted. Now, two terms that I would like you guys to be familiar with. One is cyber weapons. Now, cyber weapons are those weapons that are developed by a country, right? This is very important, that government of a particular country developing this offensive capabilities or weapons, then you term it as, or the proper word is, cyber weapons. And then you have this thing called hunting. Now, hunting basically is a thing or a weapon that is used by private companies. So you have two different players here, right? Private companies as well as this countries and companies, right? They are developing their offensive capabilities to protect themselves or to conduct a sort of reciprocal attack on their attackers. But the problem here is that there is no sort of cap, right? There is no cap at all on how brutal you can be as far as your cyber weapons and hunting is, is in talk. So we need to have, definitely we need to have a global, you can say a sort of benchmark, or you can say a threshold that you cannot breach. And people are trying, right? We have this United Nations group of government and experts, that is UNGGE. In its last meeting of 2013, not last, but meeting before that, in 2013, they came out with this 11 norms that everyone should follow. But sadly, in 2015, this UNGGE failed to arrive at a consensus. So even today, as we are speaking or talking right now, we don't have any sort of proper, you can say, threshold on this cyber weapons as well as hunting. So proliferation of this cyber tools or cyber weapons and hunting is going on, and this is a matter of concern. The other thing is, as far as our country is concerned, India, right? Of course, it is a matter of common sense that we need to protect our cyber networks, our softwares and cyber physical systems and platforms. And at the end of the day, we need to have this protection, or we should be cyber secure. Now, Indian military should, take some steps on this thing. Of course, as far as this defense or defensive capabilities are concerned, then yes, we have developed enough defensive capabilities. I cannot say that we are the best in the world, but yes, we are not that bad as well. But so far, we don't have any sort of offensive cyber doctrine. We don't have any sort of policy or any sort of, you can say, program for this offensive cyber doctrine. So just defensive is not going to help us. We need to prepare ourselves for this offensive side of cyber deterrence as well. For that, we would require best minds, best people, best policies, good technologies, and of course, we need to have this robust public-private partnership. There are many things that the government of India cannot do on its own, and there are many things that private companies cannot do on its own. But if we can synergize both of them, then yes, we can. With the help of this PPP model, we can achieve many things. The other thing is, there is one more problematic area in our country, and when it comes to this ICTs, all these technologies, most of them are imported by us. So this again is indication of this vulnerabilities. We need to develop all these things in our country here. We have some good organizations like National Cyber Security NCC. We have National Technical Research Organization, Computer Emergency Response Team, and National Cyber Security Coordinator Center. But the problem is they are lacking skilled manpower. They have good people, but we need more good people, more skilled, highly skilled people. And there is lack of coordination between these agencies. So what can be done about it? What can we do? We can have this National Security Advisor, right? NSA already heads this National Information Board, and this board can play a role of apex board as far as our country is concerned. Then we can rope in other, this NCC can be taken under this thing, and then we can have, you know, this, we should have one apex body like this National Information Board, should be headed by one person, NSA, and then it will help us to coordinate or develop this coordination between all different expert branches or departments. And yes, then we can develop both defensive as well as offensive tools. So this is, I believe, a different way of looking at this cyber security, and it's a very important topic for your mains examination. So I thought I should share this thing with you guys, and I believe that things will be clear to you now. Now, dear friends, before moving ahead, I would like to have a word with you about our pen drive and tablet courses, particularly for UPSC exams. Now, on an average, coaching fees that they charge you is somewhere around 2 lakh rupees, or it could be more than that as well. Apart from that, you have to migrate to a city area and all those other things. But with our pen drive and tablet courses, you can study at the comfort of your home or from wherever you like, right? You can study from your screen, from your laptop, or from your tablet, or from your mobile. And the other thing is the price, right, is just 22,500 rupees. They are designed by the best faculties of our country. Check out StudyIQ.com and you will find everything about it. I'm sure you will. This will help you with this informed decision that you will take. With this, dear friends, important item in PIB news. The first one is Prime Minister interacted with 170 young IAS officers. Now, one thing that I would like to remind you, that last time when PM talked with this IAS officers, he talked about he gave this example of this Sarnath lions. You have 4 lions, one lion that you cannot see, but you know that that lion is there, right? It is in background, but that lion is there. And he compared civil servants with this 4th lion. He also talked about Jan Bhagidari, people's participation. He talked about this Gram Swaraj Abhiyan and Ayushman Bharat. With this, dear friends, a very important decision has been taken by Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. The price of paddy, this minimum support price, has been increased or hiked by 200 rupees per quintal. This is a big boost. This is a big hike, no doubt. And one more thing that I would like to add here or draw your attention at, that this particular crop, paddy, is falling under this category of kharif crops. You should be very much aware about when I say different crops or different seasons. Like, we have 2 big seasons, Rabi and Kharif. Then you have this small summer season of Zaid as well, right? ZAID. It's more about vegetables and fruits, this Zaid season. But major seasons, one is Kharif and one is Rabi. So Kharif is associated with this monsoon and Rabi is for the winter crops. So I'm not saying that you should know each and every crop, but these major ones, paddy, rice, wheat, cotton, sugarcane, all these things, right? You should be aware about their segments that, say for example, paddy falls in this kharif, wheat falls under Rabi crop list. So this difference should be clear in your mind. The other thing is, in budget this year, government promised that it will provide 150% MSP. So how it is calculated, let me clarify it for you guys. So say for example, 100 rupees is your production cost. So on top you will get 50 rupees. So the total will be 150 rupees. This is the MSP that will be provided to you or to the farmers. So this is what government said, and we can see here that 200 rupees hike is nearly 50 to 51%, right, total that farmers will get. Because if the production cost is somewhere around 1,600, this was the production cost that was decided by this CACP. So it's a good thing for farmers, no doubt. The other thing is Agriculture Minister has also said that small and marginal farmers are the maximum. They are the ones who will benefit out of this thing as far as this farmers are concerned. Of course, the large and medium farmers will benefit, but maximum benefit will go to this small and medium farmers small and marginal farmers of our country. General Secretary of Bharatiya Kisan Union as well has welcomed this decision. Another important decision taken by CCEA is pertaining to Higher Education Financing Agency. This was proposed during this budget session, and during this budget, government talked about increasing this fund and infrastructure for higher education institutions. So for that, the government has decided to set up this. This mission is revitalizing infrastructure and systems in education rise by 2022. So during this budget, it was said that somewhere around 2,000 crore rupees will be provided for this infrastructure and systems in education, for higher education. But now government has increased this sum or capital base to 10,000 crore rupees, which is not a small sum. It will of course help us to improve our higher education. And recently government has also talked about Higher Education Commission of India. Special video lecture is available on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go through it. With this very important decision has been taken by Supreme Court as well. For a very long period of time we have seen this tussle going on between Lieutenant Governor's office in this National Capital Region and Chief Ministers or Chief Minister of Delhi. They have been in this clash mode because the Lieutenant Governor is basically eye and ear of central government. And when you have different party ruling this union territory of Delhi, then of course different party at this UT of Delhi, and then you have this different party at central level. So clashes are something that is, political clashes are something that is very easy to understand. But this thing was going on and it was getting more and more severe. So finally this Delhi government decided to knock the doors off Supreme Court. Earlier on, High Court decided that Lieutenant Governor is the main administrative head of National Capital. But this has been ruled out by central or this Apex Court. Apex Court has said that it is the Chief Minister, right? It has not said that Chief Minister, but on Lieutenant Governor, to be more precise, Supreme Court has said that Lieutenant Governor cannot act independently. He or she has to act, or he is bound to act on the aid and advice of Council of Minister, and Council of Minister is headed by Chief Minister. So this elected government will aid and advise this Lieutenant Governor, and based on that thing he or she has to take informed or right decision. Apex Court has also said this thing, that Lieutenant Governor cannot behave as an obstructionist. Apart from that, they have also clarified this 5 judges that this bench was headed by Chief Justice of India, which has clarified that Lieutenant Governor can of course refer issues on difference of opinion to the President. And there are 3 issues, right, or except these 3 things, like police is there, land and law and order. Apart from these things, all these important decisions will be taken by Chief Minister and Council of Ministers. So, or you can say this Legislative Assembly of Delhi. With this, dear friends, I end this discussion. Today's lecture comes to this end, and these are your answers, these are your questions. Thank you very much for your support. Make sure you check out StudyIQ.com, and don't forget to share this lecture, as well as don't forget to hit the like button. God bless you all. Enjoy your day. Jai Hind.